Hello, my merciful brothers and sisters. It is I, MisterMercy. I wanted to film this quick little video here to address some of the concerns that I see people having and that I've been having with my my video called My Experience with Verlisify. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll put an iCard up on screen for you guys to go and check that out. So I've been, seeing the response from this particular video, and I want to address some of the things that people have been saying. So the first thing that I wanted to address is the credibility of my story. Now, somebody brought up in the comments, and I thank them for bringing this up in the comments, that, why should people believe my story? Why, what evidence do I have to prove my point? And I admitted to them, I have no evidence to prove my point. The video in question, I thought I perhaps found it right before making the video, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure that it was there. Verlis may have taken the video down that I had initially, responded to as my proof. And I tried to find it. I couldn't even find it. I was willing to even... I know I said in the video that I wasn't going to give him incentive ad revenue, but I was willing to go out and try to find the video and get some proof, but I couldn't even find it. I dug through like a ton of his videos. I could not find the video despite my best efforts. There was one video about power saves that I found, but I don't think it was the one that I actually responded to. It was a newer one. So my credibility, I know it's extremely low. And if you want to think that my story is complete and utter bullshit, that's fine. I don't need anybody to believe me. I know what happened to me. I know it was real. And I'm just putting the truth out there, and if you guys don't want to believe it, if you guys think I'm just blowing smoke out my ass, then that's fine. No hard feelings. I get where you're coming from. I know that, at face value, this does look like it's, something I probably just made up. But I can assure you, this really happened to me. This was a real thing that happened. But if you don't want to believe that, that's fine. I'm not going to try to convince you to believe it. I know, because I know for a fact that my credibility for this story is, is up in the air. So, the next thing that I want to talk about is people saying, oh, I'm just trying to milk this. I got my battery thing coming up. Maybe I should plug my phone in. So I apologize for that. So yeah, as I said, another thing that people have been saying is that I've been milking this for views. I've been just using the Verlis drama to my gain and just getting a whole bunch of views off of this because it's the in thing to do to hate Verlisify. And if you go and look through my channel, okay, you'll see that most of my videos usually only break around 100 views, or maybe not even that, maybe more like 50 views tops. I'm gonna actually go to my YouTube channel here and check this out, just to get a kind of idea. I gotta sign out here, my other account. Okay, yeah, so most of my videos, I'm looking at it now, most of my videos break around anywhere from like 20 to 50 views, around that area right there. And even my other videos where I discuss, so-called controversial topics, such as talking about the YouTube changes that have been going on, those only get around 30-something views. 40-something views around there. So, and I always demonetize them. This is an important thing. I always demonetize any videos that could be perceived as me trying to milk off the controversy and stuff around it. I demonetize those so people don't think, oh, you're just trying to profit off of these videos and stuff like that. But, you know, as you guys will notice, my Verlisify video is monetized. Now, why did I do that? You may be asking. Well, because if you look at my other controversial videos, all the ones that I think might be controversial, I've delisted from monetization. I am not monetizing those videos. The reason I monetized this one is because I didn't expect for this to actually take off and be controversial and stuff. I had figured that the Verlisify drama was done. I figured that everybody's made up their mind about Verlisify, that, you know, that the majority of people think he's not a good guy, and I just, well, you know, this story happened over a year ago. It seems like the drama's died down. I don't have to really worry about upsetting anybody or you know, riding a wave of controversy, because I thought that was done. I thought that nobody gave a shit about what Verlis was doing anymore. So I'm like, you know what? Let's monetize it. Let's just keep it monetized. I didn't even actually think about delisting it for monetization, because I'm thinking, okay, well, it's not going to be controversial. You know, it's not going to. Everybody's kind of on the same boat for most of it. That Verlis is not a great guy. The drama has kind of died down. Everybody's kind of accepted, like, who Verlis is. So, you know, I figured, we'll just monetize it. And that's when it started to take off. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, once you noticed it was taking off, why didn't you delist it? Well, you know, for me, it's not like I get a lot of, you know, views, a lot of money off of monetization anyway. For those of you that don't know, in order to get money from YouTube, you have to earn at least $100 in ad revenue. They will not send you a check until you make $100 in ad revenue. And to get $100, you need, I believe, 100,000 views to get $100. So it's $1,000 a view, or 1,000 views for $1, I should say. So currently, my Verlis video, with all its, you know, controversies and, oh, you're milking this for views, currently it's only earned me about $3.75. Currently, because it sits at 3,744 views. And, you know, I don't, I'm gonna keep it monetized simply because, you know, it's kind of too late to turn back now, honestly, because people have already accused me of doing it. So, you know, I see, you know, no legitimate reason to delist it for monetization. I mean, if people really, really want me to, I'll do it. It's not a big deal. But, you know, the main reason why I delisted the other videos of controversial topics from monetization is because, you know, I didn't want to be accused of using, like, the video to profit off of it in some way. But now that people have already accused me anyway, it's like, well, shit. Just, you know, the worst has already happened. Why not just, you know, keep it up? So, so that's that. And I'm currently, like, embarrassed about how successful this video has gotten, because, like I said, I didn't expect it to go big. I expected it to be like my other videos, where it only gets, like, maybe, like, 20, 30 views, tops, and maybe a couple comments, and that's it. You know, it just kind of fades off into the ether like the rest of my videos do. So, you know, when it got big, and now people probably have this perception of me that, oh, I'm just a drama channel that likes to shit on people, and it's like, no, it's like, that's not me at all. And I was just giving my experience with Verlisify, because I figured, hey, like I said, it's past, you know, it's a story that's over a year old, and the drama with Verlis, at least I thought, had died down. Nobody cared about Verlis anymore. Why not just share my story to put it out there on the record, so people can go, huh, that happened, and just kind of, you know, move on. So yeah, I'm embarrassed at how successful it's gotten. But I do want to leave it up because because I want people to know what happened. Like, I want my story to be known, and so it can be used as evidence, you know, when somebody else brings up how Verlis has, you know, attacked them. And I've even seen in the comments similar stories to mine. People talking about, oh, I've only hacked in, you know, so-and-so Pokemon, just for my own personal gain. I don't use it online, I don't use it at tournaments, I don't do anything competitive with it, and Verlis still attacked me. I've been seeing a lot of stories like that in the comments. So, you know, I want my story to be known, and I want everybody to know that this is a thing that Verlis has done. So, another thing that people were talking about is that I was promoting hacking. They're saying, oh, you know, it's okay for you to, you know, hack in on Pokemon. Now, as I've said in the video, and this is something that if you watch the video to understand, is I do not promote hacking for you know, VGC events, for tournaments, and like I said, like things like Ray Rizzo's Dream Ball Aegislash, and, you know, Pokemon with illegal balls, or, you know, illegal shiny variants and stuff. To me personally, if I was making, you know, the tournament, I'd let you use it. I don't care. But I know that that's technically still illegal, so I wouldn't, you know, really promote doing that either. Just because, you know, some people may still perceive that as being an illegally hacked Pokemon. So, you know, that's kind of iffy. But like I said, if it was my decision, I'd let you use it. But it's not my decision. It's the Pokemon Company's decision. So, and when it comes to other hacking, like, you know, recreational use, I don't care. I wasn't saying that, oh, you should hack. Hacking is awesome. No, it's not, you know, something that I'm endorsing. It's just saying, I'm just saying that if you want to do it, then go ahead and do it. And don't let people like Verlisify tell you that you're scum for doing it, or that you're trash for doing it, or that you need to die for doing it. Don't listen to that shit. You do what you want. You paid for the game. That's your game to do what you want with. I'm not here to tell you to do it. I'm not here to tell you to not do it. I'm just here to say, you know, you do you, you know, and don't care what other people think. That was the message of the video. The message of the video wasn't me saying, hey guys, hacking is awesome. You guys should totally hack your Pokemon. No. That was not what I was trying to get across from the video. And if that's what you got from the video, then I apologize for potentially leading that on. So, and the next thing is one argument that I saw, you know, against hacking, even for recreational use, is that, oh, it's not fair to the people who legitimately hunt for shinies. And, you know, I the way I look at it is if anything, hacking shiny Pokemon is even more rewarding for the people who don't hack shiny Pokemon. You think about it, like, for some of us, we don't have the mindset, and we don't have the willpower, and we don't have the energy to go and, you know, spend 3, 4, 5, like 6 hours at a time, you know, hunting for shiny Pokemon. I know some people get super lucky and they get it on their, like, you know, second or third encounter, and, you know, that's all good. But, you know, for some of us, we've tried to do it legitimately, and we just can't handle it. We can't handle, you know, the amount of time and effort it takes to shiny hunt for Pokemon. But, you know, I think that should make the players who legitimately do hunt for shiny Pokemon, that should make them feel even prouder that they do invest that time, and they do, you know, invest the countless hours and blood, sweat, and tears to find these shiny Pokemon. And I have massive respect for the people that do that, because I've tried to do it myself, and this is something I have in my notes here that, you know, I was going to bring up later, but I might as well say it now, is I did make a mistake in my video. I said that I told my girlfriend that I was going to hack her in a shiny Zorua. That is not, I'm remembering now correctly, that is not what I said. What I said to her was that I was going to get a shiny Zorua for her, and name it after her, and I initially tried to do that the legitimate way, through Masuda breeding and random encounters and using the Dex Nav and all that. So I initially did try to do it the legitimate way. And I totally forget how many random encounters and how many eggs. God knows how many eggs, but the random encounters, I think, were over 300 random encounters before I was just, like, losing my goddamn mind, and I was starting to hate Pokemon. I was sitting there with my 3D. I was ready to break my 3DS because I was so pissed that I was not finding this shiny Zorua, and it was making me hate the game. And whether you are pro-hacking or anti-hacking, we all agree that we should love Pokemon and not hate it. Am I right? So, you know, doing it this way just was making me so frustrated, and I hated the game, so that's when I hacked it in. I didn't initially plan to hack it in, but I did. And I have, like I said, I have respect for the people that don't hack and do it legitimately, because I know from experience how much of a pain in the ass it is. And, you know, props to all the people who take the time to do that. Just because I hacked my shiny Zora, which to this day remains the only shiny Pokemon that I have hacked, and the only other shiny Pokemon that I have obtained has been through legal Masuda breeding. So, you know, I have respect for the people that do spend the time to do that, and in no way, you know, am I saying that, you know, people should hack because it you know, delegitimizes those who legitimately get shinies. I think that, if anything, it empowers those who get legitimate shinies to know that they are doing it without hacks, and you know, I think that should make them feel even more proud when they do get those shinies. And you know, I don't think that me hacking in a shiny Zoro in any way delegitimizes them for spending the countless hours it takes to get shinies, because from what I understand, it's not the getting of the shiny Pokemon that matters to that person, it is the time they invest into it. So, you know, when I get my shiny Zorua, you know, it doesn't automatically invalidate all of their work if the work is what they enjoy, you know what I'm saying? So, like, so if people, if you're making the argument that, you know, that it delegitimizes, you know, people who legitimately hunt for shinies, then if the person hunting for the shiny doesn't like doing the work to get the shiny and spends all those countless hours, you know, hunting for shinies, and they hate it, and, you know, but they eventually get their shiny, and then here I come along, I'm hacking my shiny in, yeah, maybe that delegitimizes those people. But from what I understand, most people who shiny hunt legitimately do enjoy the hunt. They're not really in it for, you know, the shiny design of the Pokemon. They're in it for the hunt of that shiny Pokemon, and nothing I do by hacking will delegitimize that hunt for them, is what I'm saying. I hope that makes sense. So, moving on. I think I made the mistake in that video of calling Meloetta an unobtainable Pokemon, because it wasn't really an unobtainable Pokemon. It was unobtainable at the time, but there were ways to get that Pokemon legally. It wasn't a Pokemon like, you know, Volcanion, who people, or Marshadow, if you want to compare it to something today. It wasn't like Marshadow, where, you know, nobody has any other way to get this besides hacking at the moment. So it wasn't, you know, that unobtainable. It was an event Pokemon. It had been featured at multiple events in the past. And the reason I hacked mine in, like I said, this was before the 20th anniversary announcement, where they announced that Meloetta would be getting another distribution in December. So, you know, when I was looking at it, like I said in the video, I had missed out on Meloetta. And you know, the last event was like over 4 years ago at that point. I think the last event was for the release, I believe, of Black and White 2, I do believe, was the last event. Or it was either Black and White or Black and White 2, I can't remember. And it seemed to me like, you know, since there was no event in, you know, Generation 6, that they just weren't gonna do it again. They weren't gonna release that Pokemon again. So calling Meloetta unobtainable is not really 100% correct, because yes, you can obtain it if you were there at the exact moment in time that it was released, and you know, you had the game, and you had you know, a DS, and you had a way to actually get the Pokemon. I didn't back then. I wasn't in the Pokemon craze. I didn't have a 3DS. I didn't have you know, the games, and I didn't even know the Pokemon was a thing back then. So I had zero chance to get that Pokemon. I wasn't in the loop. I wasn't, you know, following Pokemon at that time when it was, you know, released as an event, legendary or mythical Pokemon, I should say. And you know, I didn't have a chance to get it. And you know, I hacked it because I didn't think that it was going to come again. Now, for those who are wondering, yes, I did legitimately get the 20th anniversary Meloetta that came out this past December, and I'm going to be training it to have the exact same moveset as my hacked Meloetta, which, like I said, was a perfectly legal moveset that Meloetta had. Because actually, I remember when I was, you know, ordering my hacked Meloetta, actually, even when I was hacking it myself, I actually didn't, you know, try to give it some outlandish moves. I actually went onto Cerebi and looked at its moves. I remember this. I went to Cerebi, looked at its moves, and I only picked from moves that were on that list. Because I figured at the time, well, I don't want to have illegitimate moves. That wouldn't be fair to everybody. So I went on to Cerebi, found the moves, and added them. And I did the same when I ordered the second Meloetta that, you know, I got from the person on eBay. But now that I have the legitimate 20th anniversary Meloetta that does work online, I'm going to be trading in my hacked Meloetta, the one I got from eBay, because I don't have the one I initially hacked anymore. I don't even have that one anymore. I'm going to be trading in, on my team, I'm going to be trading in that legitimate Meloetta for my, or trading in my hacked Meloetta for the legitimate one. And I'm going to train it up to be the exact, you know, same moveset and everything. So for all those concerned about me having a hacked Meloetta, I don't have a hacked Meloetta anymore. I'm using a legitimate Meloetta now. It has the same, you know, moveset as the hacked Meloetta, but if the fact that it's hacked makes you uncomfortable, there you go. I no longer have the hacked Meloetta. I'm now using a legitimate Meloetta. So, calling it an unobtainable Pokemon, not really a, you know, a good way to phrase that. So, the final thing that I wanted to mention in this video is, if you have subscribed to MisterMercy for videos like the one I did about Verlisify, please unsubscribe. I'm asking you to please unsubscribe from my channel, because this is not the kind of content, as I said earlier, this is not the kind of content that I regularly do. So don't subscribe thinking that you're going to get videos of me attacking Verlisify or talking about how shitty Verlisify is all the time. No. This was a one-off thing, one-off video. I wanted to tell my story, and as you see, I wasn't even prepared for it. I said in the video, I got some Overwatch gameplay. I ended up playing One Finger Death Punch. It was just a totally unprepared thing that I just kind of threw out there, because I wanted to do it, and, you know, it is not a regular thing on this channel. So don't subscribe here for Verlisify hate videos. You're not going to get any more than what I've already given you. So, and, you know, I don't want my fan base to be a bunch of people who hate Verlisify. If you do dislike Verlisify like I do, but you like my other content, like my Overwatch content, and stuff, and perhaps maybe you're interested in my Pokemon documentary that I'm doing. I actually still have to do the next part of that, but If you're interested in, like, stuff like that, then sure, you can stay subscribed to the channel, but don't subscribe here thinking that you're going to get a bunch of Verlisify hate videos all the time with me just bashing Verlisify. I'm not a drama channel. I am a gaming channel, specifically mostly dedicated to Overwatch, not even really dedicated to Pokemon, for that matter. I do Pokemon content, you know, sometimes. Like I said, I have a Pokemon documentary that I've been working on for a long time, and I'm doing that, but for the most part, this is not a Pokemon channel, so, you know, don't subscribe here for, you know, all this drama regarding Verlisify, you know, VGC and all that. Don't come here for that. So come here if you want, you know, Overwatch content and you want, you know, other gaming content, stuff like that. I'm thinking about, you know, maybe, I'm not 100%, maybe doing a Let's Play of Subnautica, if I can actually afford it at some point, but yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this has cleared up some things, and I hope that, you know, that there can be peace in the MisterMercy community. So, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm MisterMercy. Peace, everyone.